Hi guys, Maikeru here. This is my video on AFK in Feral Dinosaurs for some insane money. You want to do these on a Slayer task and they are 17.5 million GP an hour in loot and 450k Slayer experience an hour as well, which really isn't too bad. So with that being said, let's get into the video. My setup is on screen, so you kind of just want to do something like this. Feral Dinos do require 90 Slayer, and their drops off task are a lot worse. So I would only advise doing these on task, as you get twice as much loot on task compared to being off task. And obviously all of the bigger drops have a much better drop rate on task than off task as well. In my setup I just have overloads, super perennials, a replenishment potion, some super restores. I take a cannon for aggro alongside an aggro pot just to make sure the dinosaurs are always on me. A weapon poison plus, some note paper, a little bit of panic food, enhanced Excalibur, and a screen cleaner. When it comes to what you want to wear, obviously Trim Masterwork is going to be the best because it's on Slayer tasks, so Trim Masterwork doesn't degrade if it's custom fit on task. Other armor would work here, but Trim Masterwork obviously is just the best. You want to take a Vampirism Scrimshaw because you need that to keep your HP up. Then take your best AoE weapon. Scythe is obviously best, but you can use a Dragon Rider Lance here as well. I use Cinderbanes for some extra poison damage, Amulet of Souls for some extra defense. Last thing I want to say before moving on, there's two more useful things. One is the Bone Crusher and Seedicide upgrades so they can auto loot for you. The Bone Crusher will pick up your bones for you and the Seedicide will pick up your seeds for you. That will make it even more AFK if you have those upgrades. And a tier 3 Slayer Lodge with the Slayer Helm on the stand will provide you the buff of a Slayer Helm without actually wearing it. So the reason why I'm not wearing a Slayer Helm is because I have the tier 3 Slayer Lodge with the helm on the stand. So remember, if you don't have a tier 3 Slayer Lodge, wear your Slayer Helm instead. Now with that being said, let's get into the method. Another useful buff you can have for this is from Ranch Out of Time. If you have totems on your large pens and you have an Elder Corbicula in both larges, you'll get 40% extra crit on your Meteor Strike. That is huge when AoEing any type of Slayer monster, so it's useful here. Obviously it's not needed, but it's going to help. Another thing that will speed up your trips just slightly is the Totem of Abyss. If you put the Totem of the Abyss down north of the Feral Dinosaurs, it's about 25% quicker to get back to them than running from the base camp. So you're going to save a bit of time getting back here if you do have the Totem. This isn't a necessity, but it is a nice little bonus if you're planning on doing these a lot. These aren't very bad to kill at all. I would recommend a cannon to aggro 3 at a time. If you put the cannon on the place where I've shown on screen, this will be really helpful, as it will easily aggro all 3 of them. And if your cannon doesn't quite aggro one because the dinosaur's standing in the way or something, your aggro pot should pick them up. So that's why I use the cannon and the aggro pots, just to maximize my uptime. Then you just want to protect from melee, make sure you're using a decent Revo bar and a Vampirism Scrimshaw. This is my Revo bar if you do want to copy it. I found this one to be very effective here, and I would not advise putting Zerk on your Revo bar here because you will take a ton of damage. So this Revo bar is pretty much just one without Zerk. Then once you have all of that set up, it's literally just fully AFK. You can just stand here and loot every so often. And if you have the Bone Crusher and Seedicide upgrades, it automatically picks up half of the stuff for you anyway. I also use a legendary pet upgraded into a pack yak, so I can easily have that pick up a couple of the drops that aren't auto-picked as well. Then that makes life even more AFK.
Hey, I got laceration boots. Nice. How much are they? What, they're 6 mil? Definitely a nice bonus. Very cool. I like those. Very nice. Thank you.
So whenever I finish my task, I just use my Slayer Cape, go to Laniakea and get a new task from her. Then it's very easy to get back here for another task. If you use the Totem of the Abyss, you can just run round after teleporting there. And if you don't have the totem, just go to the base camp and run up from there. It only takes about a minute to get the task and come back, so it isn't too bad at all. My first hour at Venomous Dinosaurs, I made 22.3 mil if you include the laceration boots. But you're not always going to get laceration boots, so if we take those out, you're looking at 16.4 mil in just a normal drops. Amazing. The second price check, I had a dinosaur egg in, and that was 17.6 mil. That is pretty huge as well. I did an hour where I fully AFK'd on penance, and I made 14.5 mil still. So you'll probably make 1 to 2 mil extra on Zerk Aura, but on penance Aura you still make a decent amount of money. Using Runemetrics to see how much money we made, it tracks everything except for the eggs. And I actually got 3 eggs in 1,000, which was really nice. But I'm not even going to include the eggs in the price check. So that way, if I got lucky on the eggs or something, it doesn't influence the actual price check. Because that's another like 6.5 mil added. So we're just not going to include that. I killed 1,039 feral dinosaurs and it made me 84.3 million GP going by mid price. Tombshrooms do sell a very small amount under mid though. As you can see here, mid price when I checked it on the Runemetrics was 113k, whereas I managed to insta-sell my Tombshrooms for between 100 to 110k. So they are slightly less, but nothing major. So with this being said, without the eggs included, 1,039 kills averaged 81k GP per kill. I was averaging 225 kills an hour, and the average loot from the 225 was 17.5 mil GP an hour, taking away a little bit of it because the seeds sell under mid. If I take away the cost for my vamp scrimshaw, my scythe charges, note paper, etc., you're looking at around 14.5 mil GP an hour in pure profit. That is huge. So much money in these. It's absolutely insane. Definitely would recommend doing ferals for any dinosaur task that you get. They are so good right now. Tombshroom spores are a lot of money, and I think they'll stay quite high because they are heavily used with beans. They're what you're going to make the majority of your money on, but even if they go down to like 70k each, you're still going to make 7 mil an hour just in those seeds. Then you make around 3 mil an hour in bones and a couple of 100k in other different bits. Then if you get any more drops, that's even more added gravy on top. So all round amazing, and hopefully this video was helpful. Dinosaurs are OP right now. Definitely would advise getting them done as a Slayer task every time you get them. Do give the video a like if you did enjoy, subscribe if you're new for loads of future content all related to RuneScape 3, and until next time, see ya.